Need a professional space to bring your vision to life? Dominion Television Studios offers state-of-the-art facilities perfect for your next broadcast, commercial, corporate video, or live event. With flexible rental options, cutting-edge equipment, and a supportive team, we provide the perfect environment for high-quality productions. Unleash your creativity. For bookings, email us at marketing@dominion.org.ng. Call us on 0705 506 1060.
All right, welcome back from that short break. The show is still Dominion Sport on Dominion Television, your channel of choice. Now, we're still talking about the fixtures of the NWFL and the result of games that were played over the week. And we saw that the Pacesetter Queens actually slumped to a 2-0 defeat away from home in the hands of the Adamawa Queens. And of course, I won't be doing this alone this morning. We'll call him the City Boy. Will be joining me on the show, and together we'll be making sense of what the result looks like in the NWFL. Good morning to you.
Yeah, good morning to you, Sam. Thank you for having me this morning.
All right, thank you for joining us on the show this morning. You saw the proceedings in the NWFL and the result of games over there across the centers in Nigeria. And our very own Oluyole Queens, and as people will call them in one way or the other, they slumped to a 2-0 defeat away to Adamawa Queens. And what does it look like for them starting the season on a losing note?
Yeah, of course, it was not a good result, but we still need to cut some slacks. You know, this is their debut season, and of course, yesterday's game was their very first time playing in the top flight of Nigerian Women Club football. So, of course, and they played away from home, so to some extent it was expected. I mean, for a debutant. And of course, the scoreline was not really, bad. I mean, losing 2-0 away from home in their very first game of the season. I mean, it's still not really bad result, so to say, in terms of if you talk about the scoreline and all of that. But I think they can still, go back to the drawing board. But unfortunately, their next game will be away from home against Zibom's Angel right there in Akwa Ibom before they come back home to play their first home game in March 3 of the NWFL. So it's not looking promising for them, but like I said, we can still cut them some slacks because being a debutant, we would not really want to expect much from them. If they just have to do is to ensure that they stay in the league, and if they can get some results at home, maybe when they play away from home, maybe when the league starts to get into maybe March 5, March 6, when they start to find their feet and all of that, maybe they can begin to pick points away from home. But being the first game of the season and playing away from home, I mean, it's not really bad for them. But we can talk about the performance. I didn't see the game. I didn't watch the game, but based on the scoreline and the result that we saw, I would just say that let's just cut them some slack and see how they will respond when they travel to play against Zibom's Angels, and then they will come back and play their first game in the match 3. Maybe they can pick points from there. But looking at their group, the group A that they are currently in, they have so many tough opponents. They have Edo Queens, they have SI Queens, who was defending champion. So they have a lot to do. And of course, not want a situation whereby they just go and then they will be losing games. So they still need to put their house in order. They still need to ensure that they are also competitive, because if we want to play at the top flight, regardless of the fact that you are just coming for the very first time. I mean, we've seen some debutants, making waves, doing very, very, very well in their debut season. So I just hope that they are still going to do the needful and then respond as soon as possible.
Okay, talking about how far they fared in that game against, of course, their opponents over there in Adamawa. Let's look at some other teams in the NWFL as we speak, and some teams that were able to get maximum 3 points. Away from home, FC Robo Queens got 3 points. Atlant Queens got 3 points. Danas Ladies also did the same. Bayelsa Queens, Adamawa Queens against the Pacesetter Queens, they got all 3 points. while Nasarawa Amazons also did the same. Are they the usual suspect that you were expecting would eventually run away with all 3 points in the opening day of the NWFL?
Yeah, of course, I expect some of these clubs to get maximum point, especially some of them that were playing at home yesterday. I think FC Robo recorded the only away win in this game one, playing a 1-0
against Sunshine
Queens against Sunshine Queens. That was a very big one for them. I didn't see that coming, but looking at their presidents and of course as one of the formidable teams in the NWFL, when you talk about women football, you begin to mention Robo Queens, looking at what they have done, the antecedents for them, and of course, they've been a very good side. They produce quality players that are even gone as far as representing Nigeria on the global map. So they are a very good side. They are very solid side. Picking the maximum point away from home against Sunshine Queens is really not. I'm not surprised because they are very. I mean, we saw them last season, even through to the Super Six. They were very good, and of course they were one of the favourites last season. This season we can call them one of the title favourites, and they began their season, began their campaign on a promising notes, recording the only away victory in the first week of the NWFL. That's volume. That speaks about their quality and of course about their pedigree in terms of Nigerian women football. Also for Bayelsa, I mean that was a very big win for them. Although the scoreline makes it look like it was actually a fight between them and Edo Queens. I mean two champions, Edo Queens former champions against the champions Bayelsa Queens. So that was a 5-goal thriller, and of course it that game lived to the expectation, because when you have champions going head to head, facing off, I mean you expect a showdown. That's what they actually gave us right there in Samsia Stadium. So it was a good 3-2, although Edo Queens began very well. They scored the first goal. Bayelsa to come back, they even scored the second goal. Edo Queens equalized later on in the game. Bayelsa Queens actually got the maximum points during the extra time, so it was a good game. I mean, the first week of NWFL delivered everything. I mean, it recorded over 20 goals. I don't know the exact goals now, but I'm very sure that we saw goals in almost every center. I think it's just 2 centers that the game ended goalless between Raymond ladies and I think another game like that ended goalless. So it was a very interesting one to actually begin the season on a promising note. That goals we saw interesting talking points where for Osun Babes going away from home against Dana Queens. They actually did very well, but then Dana Queens won that game 3-2 to another 5-goal thriller in that one. So I like the fact that we got goals. I mean, one of the things that we don't normally see in the NPFL is goals, and in the NWFL you are getting goals even from very first. We are getting to see more goals. It's good, and we just have to hope that even the next week, the next round of games also delivered goals and quality performance. Not just goals. We want to see competition. That's to be competitive, and of course, so that to improve the league in general. For pace setup players, like I said, they need to respond against Ibom Angels also play away points. I think they played a goalless away from home their first game, so and they will be playing their first home game against pace setup. So that's another tough challenge for pace setup. But anything can happen. I mean, they played their first game. They've gotten the experience now. Of course, they made some recruitment, some players who of course have been playing in the league. And of course, if you look at their technical advice, talking about Kim Busari, someone that has been around for a while now. He's experienced in Nigerian football. Even his last duty was Bayelsa Queens. I think the sporting director role. And of course, you know what Bayelsa Queens did last season. Won the league. So now coming to pace setup points with that experience, one that experience translates getting results for pace setup points who are making their debut in the NWFL.
Okay, all right, moving on. Let's talk about football, club football on the home scene. The Confederation of African Football, CAF, has released the latest club rankings. And once again, only one Nigerian team has made the top 75, marking another concerning indicator of the declining fortunes of the Nigerian Premier Football League and PFL on the continental stage. Egyptian Giants Al Ahly retained their place as the #1 ranked club in Africa, followed by Mamelodi Sundowns of South Africa in second position. Nigeria's highest placed club is Rivers United, sitting 24th, while former African champions Eyimba rank 35th on the 35th on the log. The ranking published ahead of the new CAF Champions League and CAF Confederations Cup seasons are based on a 5-year performance cycle, and heavily this explains Rivers United's higher ranking compared to Eyimba, as the Port Harcourt side has recorded relatively better continental outings in recent seasons. However, the data underscores a broader decline. Rivers United are the only Nigerian club to have reached the CAF Champions League group stage in the past 8 years, and in the newly released standings, no other Nigerian team appears in the top 75 except for these two. At the top of the rankings is dominated by clubs that have enjoyed consistent successes in recent CAF Champions League tournaments or participated in the inaugural FIFA Club World Cup in United States edition. Following Al Ahly and Sundowns, the 3rd to 10th positions are occupied by Esperance of Tunisia, of course, RS Berkane, Simba SC of Tanzania, Pyramids of Egypt, Zamalek in Egypt, Wydad Casablanca, Wydad AC of Morocco, USM Algiers in Algeria, and CR Belouizdad in Algeria. And of course, these also indicate the decline in the NPFL. So City Boy taking a look at what is currently going on and the newly released ranking of the teams. Only Eyimba 35th and Rivers United 24th made the ranking as it stands in the top 75. This is an indication of the sharp decline of the NPFL in the current dispensation. Is that true?
Definitely, it is what it is. I mean, you look at the Nigerian, clubs on the continent. Only have Rivers United remaining on the continent.
And they lost to Pyramids 3 goals to nil in their last encounter in the CAF Champions League.
In the first game of the Champions League, group stage. And of course, they are even the only Nigerian club that have made it CAF Champions League
in the last 8 years.
Group stage. In the last 8 years, I think the last Nigerian club that did that was Lobby Stars 2016. So that underscores the fact that there's this massive decline in Nigerian football. So what you just read out, what the report about the ranking is just the reflection of the massive decline in Nigerian club football. So it is very sad, but what it is. We need to improve our league. We need to make it more competitive, and then we also need to put some structures in place to also make it look more professional. Because I can tell you for a fact that so many people who have this opinion that not running professional football, league football in Nigeria, and that's the result of what we are getting. In CAF. I mean, looking at what CAF said, one of the prerequisites of the ranking is the fact that the recent successes enjoyed by this club, both on the continent. And we saw some African teams representing, the continent. So this ranking is a result of the recent success of these clubs on the continent and continental level. How many Nigerian clubs can you say have this recent success on the continent? None, except Eyimba and Rivers United. So and even their own success is just playing regularly on the continent, if not qualifying for the group stage, they participate in the preliminary round. So we need to do more. We need to do to improve our league. We need to do a lot more. There's so many things to be done in terms of officiating, in terms of resources, facilities, having stadiums that are CAF and FIFA standard, make the league more competitive, and of course ensure that there is high level of competition, because this is one of the reasons why we've seen decline in Nigerian club football. There's no really competition. You see Remo Stars winning the league, and they go to the preliminary round Iran, they were trashed, they were annihilated by their fellow champions from South Africa, PSL, talking about Mamelodi Sundowns. So it shows that there is no competition for Remo Stars in Nigeria, because if a champion of the Nigerian PFL went to play against their fellow champions from their counterpart from South Africa, and you could see the gap in quality. The gap in quality is very, very wide, and of course, as a result, the reflection of the decline of Nigerian football. So if you really want to ensure that there is consistency and there is improvement in terms of the FIFA, the CAF ranking for club football in Africa, we need to put our house in order. We need to improve the league. We need to make it more professional. We need to ensure there is there is consistency with officiating, and of course we need to also ensure that the facilities are there, because this is one of the things that we improve the players when the facilities are not good enough, CAF and all up to the CAF standard. I mean, we will definitely be lacking in terms of quality. So we need to do a lot of due diligence, a lot of work to ensure that we bring this league up to the standard that then they're competing with the best of the best continent. For now, I mean, it's sad, but it's just the reality of Nigerian club football.
What would you say is another underlying factor that has been a problem for the NPFL, especially when it comes to some other things that are to be put into consideration? You have spoken about facilities and some other things, but most definitely, do we have crisis in terms of quality of players? Do we have crisis in terms of scouting and detection of quality players out there? Because if you look at the NPFL, they go out there to play, but of course they come back home with woeful results, shambolic performances against their counterparts across Africa. So do we have to look into exchange of talent across Africa? Do Nigerian clubs have to sign players from outside the country to complement what they currently have on ground to be able to compete favorably against their African counterparts?
Before we want to look into that direction. I mean, we need to put in place structure. There's no proper structure. There's no proper footballing structure in Nigeria, and that's why you can say that there's no proper scouting, there's no talent discovery, and all of that. So it's a result of the fact that there's no proper structure. I cannot say that we don't have quality players in Nigeria. There are talent spread across the country. There are talent everywhere you go on the street. You see talent, but how are we developing this talent? That's the problem. Some of these players don't have knowledge and understanding of the game, and that's why it's difficult for them to actually carry out even if they even have tactics and all of that. Some coaches even understand the tactics and the analysis of the game. So it's a whole lot, and it's a compound problem. It begins from it's something that the solution should come from within, and we should definitely apply bottom to top approach, because if you want to ensure that there is improvement, you need to start from the foundation. And what are we talking about? We're talking about lack of structure, lack of footballing structure. Even the footballing environment in Nigeria is not really toxic for some talent, because of the fact that there is no facilities, there is no structure, there is no some initiative, some proper talent initiative that you discover talent, not nurture talent, give them the environment for them to try. Before we can say we want to exchange talent, maybe go to other country and bring in players that are doing just like some of these countries are doing. They are coming to Nigeria to pick our very best because we don't have money and all that to keep them. Before we can begin to do that, we need to provide an enabling conducive environment, structures, facilities. These are the things that you must have before you can say you want to bring in talent outside the country. Because if you are inviting talent, how much do you want to pay them? Some of these players in Nigeria are not even getting paid. They are not paid. They are not paid where? I mean, their welfare package is not really up to the level that you can begin to say you want to invite foreigners that come to Nigeria. One of the things that these northern African clubs are using ties as players is, welfare package. They are paying them where their welfare is paramount to them, and of course they are ensured that okay, they have facilities, they are open to good facilities, good pitches, and all of that. So if we really want to grow to the level that we begin to bring in talent, exchange talent, and all of that, we need to look inward and develop our football. We need to ensure that our stadiums are up to the level that we can host.
Talking about stadiums being up to standard, you just mentioned that Tobi Adepoju, the sporting director for Shooting Stars, made an assertion, I think a few days ago, and posted something on his X handle and also on Facebook about the bad state of Nigerian pitches, especially in the NPFL, and stated how Shooting Stars have had to bear the brunt of bad pitches since the beginning of the Premier League season. Under 15 games, 4 players have been injured. 3 got injured in Kwara, and of course Samuel Okon had to be operated upon, costing Shooting Stars about 3 million naira in surgery cost alone. And he has complained about this issue. He wrote an open letter to Bengelebele as regards this current situation. If clubs would have to pay so much money to actually conduct surgery on some of their players, and then at what cost would these players, some of them might actually encounter career-ending injuries with these pitches? Is it time that we call an emergency as regards the state of Nigerian pitches, especially ones used by private clubs?
You see, it's like I said, it's becoming a pandemic. The problem about lack of facilities, standard facilities, standard pitches, stadiums, is becoming a pandemic in Nigerian football. And then you begin to wonder if the league body, the NPFL body, do they even expect pitches before the commencement of the league? They will come out to tell you that they will issue a circular telling you that they are going to inspect the inspected pitches and they've approved pitches, and then you begin to wonder, did they even approve this kind of pitch to host Nigerian Premier League football? There are so many bad stadiums in Nigeria. Not just I saw the post talking about the sporting director of Shooting Stars, Tobi Adepoju. I saw his post on X. He talked about the Wiki Tori Stadium. That was where Samuel got injured, and he had to undergo surgery. In Kwara, again over the weekend, 3 Shooting Stars players got injured during the game due to the state of that pitch. Talking about the Rashidi Yekini in a Ilorin. So it's high time that we really need to start talking about this, and then they need to do the need. We've been talking about it, yes, if nothing has been done, no changes are made and all of that. So it's really becoming a pandemic. And I think, like I said, if you want to grow this league, you want to make it globally acceptable and as a professional football league, need to actually do more in terms of providing facilities. Facilities definitely help some of these players grow, because when you don't have facilities, how do you want to develop talent? And of course, this is also common among the state-owned clubs. Look at Nigerian football. Nigerian Premier League, we have more than 80% of the clubs are owned by the state government. And the governments are not really, some of them are not really interested about football. So we need to make Nigerian football. We need to have privately owned clubs. We need to privatize Nigerian football ecosystem so that you have private clubs coming on. But look at what is happening in South Africa. Mamelodi Sundowns, private clubs. So many of them, Orlando Pirates, these are privately owned clubs, and they are running it as a professional football club because they see it as a business. And football is business everywhere in the world, anywhere in the world. So, and of course, if you don't treat it like that business industry, we will be having this problem, because when you treat it like the business industry, that know that you are putting a lot, you need to get a lot back, you need to make done, then you have to put everything in place. So, but for what we have is government, state-owned clubs, waiting state allocations, to actually run club, and that's why we have shortage of facilities in terms of training pitches. Some clubs don't even have training pitches. They don't even have a permanent sites. And this is one of the things that you need to put in place if you really want to develop players. You want to ensure that they are in good conditions in terms of their physical condition, their mental condition as well. How many clubs can boast of having psychologists and all of that? How many clubs can even boast of sporting director that will be in charge of football activities? All they do is general manager, and then you see club chairman and all of that. So we need to put it in a proper structure in place. We need to run football clubs in Nigeria professionally as a business oriented entity, because when you do it that, you know that even if you are developing talent, you can easily make money from them if you sell them out and all of that. So football in that way will become competitive, the league will become more professional, and the competition will grow. Like that, we are also ensuring that the league will also reclaim its position on the continent. So for me, I think all of these problems can be dealt with, but until we are more serious about the football ecosystem in the country, we still be having this conversation about lack of facilities, lack of good stadiums and all of that. It is very sad. But then I don't think we are ready. We are ready to actually let go of this. But let's just hope that since we get better, but as it stands, these are just the reflection of the state of Nigerian football.
All right, the very big question today, just as we leave, is that can Rivers United recover in Uyo against RS Berkane? That's something really massive. Rivers United will aim to revive their CAF Champions League campaign when they host Morocco's Renaissance Sportive de Berkane in a crucial Group A fixture on Friday, 28th of November at the Kooswil Akpabio International Stadium in Uyo. That's a very big question, and this will be the convenient point to draw the curtains on today's edition of Dominion Sports on this day. Don't forget that you can join us again tomorrow for another interesting edition, and then we'll be talking the UEFA Champions Leagues, the ups, the downs, and of course the plus and the minus from the UEFA Champions League and teams like Liverpool. What exactly is going on with Arne Slot? That we'll discuss tomorrow on the show. Thanks to City Boy for joining us on the show this wonderful morning. Let's see and meet again tomorrow on Dominion Sports. Samson Balogun is mine. They call me the official sport captain.